From the studios of Staten Island Community Television, you're watching In the Bleachers, the TV show for the world's most passionate sports fans. Hello, Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Tom Coughlin's new agent, also known as Jaime Hixson.
And I'm Ryan Fitzpatrick's brother, also known as Eric Rosen.
It's with great honor that I introduce to you the reigning Miss Staten Island, Heather Wolf. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You have had such an interesting road to get to winning the crown. Can you tell everyone exactly how it got started?
Sure. So, I'm Heather Wolf, and I'm the reigning Miss Staten Island. And I came to Wagner College for school in 2011. And when I became a student there, I met Jamie Lynn Macchia, who is the reigning Miss New York now. So I kind of watched her process as she went through becoming Miss Staten Island, becoming Miss Greater New York, and then ultimately becoming Miss New York now. And I saw all of the good that she was doing in the community and how she was making a difference and how she was raising all of this money for pediatric cancer research, which is her platform. And I was just really inspired by what she did. And once she competed in Miss America, I kind of reached out to her asking how she got involved and just saying that I really admired everything that she had been working on. And she suggested that I go to an info session, and here I am.
Jaime actually is a really good friend of CTV because she's been on a couple of the shows before, both here in the studio and out in the street. What's it been like interacting with someone of her stature?
I mean, she's just Jaime to everyone. I mean, she is an incredible person. The work that she's done in the community, the work that she's done for pediatric cancer, and she's very inspirational to people that know her, but she's just Jaime. She's still just Jaime.
It's interesting that you mentioned the cause that she's been fighting for because you have a cause that you really believe in quite passionately,
Yes.
and that's suicide prevention.
Yes.
What made you decide to follow that path?
When I was in high school, I lost a friend to suicide, and then I lost another friend when I was in college. So it's always been something that I wanted to talk about. It's always been something that I wanted to advocate for. And then when I decided to compete for Miss Staten Island, I knew that if I was going to do this, I needed to have suicide prevention as my platform because that's what I'm most passionate about. So I started working with an organization called You Cannot Be Replaced. And what they do is they go around to schools and they talk to kids and they make sure that people understand that the truth is you cannot be replaced. You're irreplaceable. You're one in several 100 trillion people on this planet. So I just loved their message. I loved how simple it was. And the way that they really get the word out is through these wristbands, which are passable.
Oh, can you see that?
Sure. So it says, you cannot be replaced.
I'm sorry if the camera cannot pan. Oh, yes, right here. These amazing bracelets right here.
For the
Yeah.
record, I think the words on there say
I cannot be
replaced. Pass it on?
Yes. So it's to encourage random acts of kindness, but it's also to encourage every person to understand that you are irreplaceable. And when you look down at your wrist, you see that. But then you also want to pass it on to someone that you see who you think could hear that message as well.
And if anybody wants to get involved with this organization, what do they have to do?
Sure. Well, they could go through me, or they could go through youcannotbereplaced.com. It's an organization. They're actually based out of South Jersey. They're absolutely incredible. You can follow my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/HeatherWolf15, or you can follow me on Instagram, which is HeathaWolf. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get involved, but the starting points would be me. And also, I played sports my entire life growing up, so you tried to make that parallel, which it's very true. I mean, playing sports growing up prepares you so much for what you're going to do, regardless of whether you're competing in a pageant or getting a career or something like that. I mean, sports taught me discipline. It taught me getting up and going to practice. It taught me how to be on a team, which I mean, those are skills that can help you anywhere in life.
Oh, that, and you brought up sports and all that. What was your sport of choice?
What was my sport? I played everything when I was little, but I did basketball and soccer and track. And as I went into high school, I just became a runner. So I still played basketball and soccer for fun, but I didn't do it for my high school teams because I was doing cross country and then winter track and then spring track. And then I went on to run cross country, winter track, and spring track at Wagner College.
Wow.
Of the 3 sports that you competed in, what was your most favorite?
That's hard because I love running just because I've done it since I was 7 years old, and that's what I did in college, and my best friends are all from running track. But I love basketball too, and basketball is more of my family sport, and I could pretty much dribble before I could walk. So my parents had me out on a basketball court really young.
It's really interesting that you mentioned this because if I'm not mistaken, you had told me before that your mom was one of the first athletes to be permitted to play sports under Title IX.
Yes.
What has Title IX meant to your mom and yourself?
Well, that's one of my mom's favorite stories to tell. She was a gymnast in high school, and she was given the opportunity to compete on the men's gymnastics team because there wasn't a women's team when she was in high school. And that was during the 1970s, right after Title IX. So since she was given those opportunities, then when she went on to college, she went to Northeastern University, and she wasn't planning on playing a sport. But because of all the changes with Title IX, they saw her working out in the gym one day, and they asked her to be on the gymnastics team. She said, sure. And then they gave her a full scholarship because they needed to give out scholarships to women because they were trying to make up for the deficit between men and women. Mm-hmm. So she was able to have a full ride throughout all 4 years of college because of the Title IX. So sports have always been extremely important in my family, but that has been as well because it's given us so many opportunities. 3 of my sisters played sports in college. So,
what sports do they play?
I had one who ran and one who played basketball and ran.
So I'm going to say basketball was a pretty big sport in your household.
Yes.
And for you, what position did you play when you were basketball?
I played point guard.
All right.
Yeah.
You liked being in the backcourt, shooting from beyond the arc, or
I liked dribbling. I was a big dribbler.
Speaking as someone who's played the game before, as much improvement as we've seen, not just in basketball or soccer, but in women's sports in general, we've seen the women's soccer team get a parade down the Canyon of Heroes after winning the World Cup.
for the 3rd time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
A couple of them got major endorsement deals. Mia Hamm was a spokesperson for Nike for many years. Also, the gymnastics team, women's basketball. Just the other day, I saw Elena Delle Donne featured in a Gatorade commercial with Usain Bolt and Dwayne Wade and his son. Some of these women have really, really expanded things for young women. But is there anything that you would like to see improved in women's sports? And if so, what would it be?
I think I would just like to see more girls continuing to play as they grow older. I think sometimes girls are given this perception of who they're supposed to be or what a girl is supposed to be, and sometimes they step away from a sport even though they might really enjoy it because they think that maybe that's not the perception that they should have. So I would just really like to see as many kids getting involved with it, and getting involved with it because it's fun, not just because they want to be part of the they feel like they need to be part of the competition, but just because they enjoy doing it. And I think that if that happens, then we'll have more girls playing in college and more girls playing professionally, and that'll just be something really good to see.
I would like to see more teams in the WNBA being expanded. I would like to see, the television rights being expanded more because honestly, it's just ESPN here and there, but you know what? It doesn't get as advertised, the WNBA, like the other sports.
Definitely that as well.
Yeah.
I would like to see equal advertisements, and I would like to see them to be paid a little bit
better.
more.
There you go.
I mean, I understand that the sport isn't getting as much of an income as the NBA is, but it's still crazy the difference in what women are paid in sports than men.